Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video is in regards to our current pregnancy. I am currently 5 weeks and 2 days pregnant with our third baby. So we are super excited about that for so many reasons. One being that we tried so long. But we are super excited about that. This video, I want to kind of talk about our fertility treatments, how long it took us, kind of an overview of everything, how far along we are, my symptoms, and how we revealed to our families. So that's what's going to be included today. So our youngest son is 3.5 years old, and it took us 18 months to get pregnant with him. So it wasn't like one of those, bam, we were pregnant. It did take us 1.5 years. We were actually having blood tests done, and we're getting ready to start fertility medications when we found out we were pregnant with him. So we didn't have to do fertility at the time with him. I had a very healthy pregnancy. Super thankful for that. And he was born on October 31st, 2015. At first, we said when he's about a year, we kind of want to start trying. But he was a really difficult baby, and we kind of put it off a little bit longer. But about 2 years ago, I had a doctor's appointment. I was just having a lot of pain. I was becoming really irregular. I needed a checkup, that sort of thing. So I went to my regular OBGYN. He no longer delivers babies, so I'm super sad about that. But I said, you know, we do want to start a family. That's kind of where we were at. Well, at the time, they actually diagnosed me with PCOS. It's a hormone condition. They don't really know what causes it. During my first pregnancy, I was diagnosed as insulin resistant, which is a symptom of PCOS, but they never fully diagnosed me. They never said, hey, you know, you have PCOS. But when I saw him, I had labs done and things like that, and they said, you have PCOS. He actually, since he did not do the OB portion, he said, you know, you may want to try. If it doesn't work, get into seeing OB quickly. So that's what we did. And he actually referred me to someone else. So I made an appointment with her, and I waited a while to make an appointment. I didn't see her until like last year. When we were definitely ready. Nothing had really happened. We were definitely ready to start trying, and we just really wanted another baby. And I saw her probably, I think, in June, so it's been about a year. And she said, you know, with your history with PCOS, we would like to go ahead and do 3 rounds of letrozole and go from there. Let you chart and do timed intercourse and go from there. And I said, well, I'm definitely on board for that, but I don't want to do the medicine until we get back from vacation because I don't want it to have side effects and be hateful and, you know, just not enjoy vacation. She said, that's fine. She said, call me when you're ready. She said, I do want to send you to an ultrasound to make sure everything is healthy, and then we will start the letrozole. So, fair warning, by the way, if you're not comfortable hearing about, you know, ultrasounds and charting and cycles and things like that, you can click off. So, just a little info. But anyway, we went to the beach in August, and then when we got back, I called to make the ultrasound appointment, and they couldn't get me in until January. So I was like, dang. Well, we just kind of, you know, went on until January, had the appointment in January. They called and said, you know, we do see a larger cyst on your ovaries, but nothing like super concerning, so we want to go ahead with the letrozole. So she prescribed 3 months. She said after 3 months, if you are not pregnant, to come back. So we started letrozole. March was our first cycle of letrozole. We did it in March with no success, no positive ovulation tests. We did it in April with no positive ovulation tests. We thought we got close, but apparently wasn't close enough. And then in May, that was our 3rd round, and I actually added metformin at the time. My previous doctor had put me on that, and that is when I got pregnant with Lucas. It's not a fertility medicine. It helps with insulin resistance from PCOS. So I did decide to take it in conjunction with the third round of letrozole, and we had a very clear positive on cycle day 16. I think it was 16. So we were really, really hopeful. But, and that did result in pregnancy. So that is where we are at now. I am 5 weeks and 2 days. And I do want to say, after I do want to talk a little bit about the 2-week wait. If you're familiar with infertility, you know what it is. If you're not, it is the 2 weeks between your ovulation date and your period. So to see if you miss it or not. And the 2-week wait after we got that positive ovulation was just grueling. I mean, I just can't explain it any other way. It's like every day dragged on. It was so slow. It was one of the worst ones that we'd had because I was like 99% sure that I'd ovulated. So then it was just kind of seeing, is it going to work? Is it going to work? And I'm so thankful for my best friend, Tiffany. She was there through all of that. I mean, my family was and Brandon was, but it's just different to kind of talk to someone who's been there. And Tiffany, she's also battled with infertility. She's had a lot longer battle than we have ever had. But she was just so helpful and so great to talk to. And she was such a blessing to me. She literally listened to me every day, saw my ovulation tests every day, was asking about pregnancy tests. But I decided to test. I took my first test on 9-DPO, which is super early. Most people are not going to get a positive at that time. I took it with a first response, and I got a negative, a clear negative. So I was like, okay, well, the next day, I was 10-DPO, and I decided to test that day. And I'd heard of a lot of success stories with first response on 10-DPO. And I took it, and it was a total negative. And I will say, I was just totally bummed. I mean, even though it was still like 5 days before I missed my period or 4 days before I missed the period, I was just bummed. I mean, I just kind of felt like I was out for that month. It didn't work. We were going to have to see other options. So I was just really bummed about that. Well, that evening I was watching like some YouTube videos on fertility and things like that. And I decided just randomly about 3 or 4 that evening to go take one of the cheap pregnancy tests that I had. I use like the Amazon cheapies because we bought them in a kit with the ovulation. I decided, well, I'm just going to try one. I know they're not as sensitive. I know I was negative this morning, so it's going to be negative. And I tested, and it was like the faintest line ever. I was like, whoa. So I had one more first response, and I took it, and it was like the faintest little line ever, but it was there. And I was so excited. I mean, that was just so great. We just finished our 3rd round of letrozole. We're in the 2-week wait. I am 10-DPO. I took a first response test yesterday morning, totally negative. A first response test this morning, totally negative. Just on a whim, I have one more first response, and then I have a bunch of like the Amazon cheapies because we tracked ovulation. And guys, I think I see a line. So I took the other first response, and I'm just waiting to see on it. But I don't know if anyone will ever see this, but I'm just excited. Sorry for my look, I'm getting ready to get in the shower. But I just wanted to have this. I'm praying so hard that this is a line. So excited, guys. So this weekend is Father's Day. So I'm gonna go to Walmart and pick up some more of these tests and keep testing. But I'm hoping it will work out to be able to tell Brandon for Father's Day. I'm so excited. I never tested that early with Lucas. With Lucas, I actually did not test until I was 2 weeks late because I had made a rule for myself. I would never test until I was 2 weeks late because I'd had so many negatives. But this time, I just had to know. I could not wait until I missed that. So at 10-DPO in the evening, I got a positive. Now, we were actually in Bible school that week, and I knew how I wanted to tell Brandon. I was actually having shirts made for Derek and Lucas that say Big Brother Again and Big Brother Lucas, and I had them made just in hopes that I would be, wasn't sure, but when I found out, I messaged her and I'm like, can I get these before this weekend and everything? But I didn't want to tell him until I had those shirts. But I was dying to tell Tiffany. I didn't want to tell her before I told Brandon, but I was dying to tell her because she'd just been there and listened to everything. So that night, let me see, that was, I can't remember if I got to talk to her that night. I think I did. Yes. I was trying to pull her to the side, which was really hard when you're there with, 100 people. I was trying to pull her to the side to tell her, and I could never get her away. Well, finally, at the very end, I sent Brandon to go get me a drink, and then I pulled Tiffany to the side, and I was like, look, and just popped the picture in her face, and she was like, oh my God, and that was it. So I had to talk to her, like, online and everything because I was hiding it. But that was on Tuesday, and then I got the shirts on Thursday, and it was actually Father's Day weekend. I was going to keep them and give them to him on like Saturday, but I was just too anxious. So I picked them up, I threw them in a bag. We were late for Bible school, and I came home. He got home from work. He was in the shower. We were already late for Bible school, so I was like, what the heck? I'm going to go ahead and give it to him. I was like, honey, I got your Father's Day present in early. You want to open it? So he did, and he was excited. I have a video of that will be included. So that's how I revealed to him. We are on the way to Bible school. We are super late on the way to Bible school. Open that one first.
Big brother. Are you?
Yep.
Really?
Pregnant. Yep.
All right, buddy. You gonna be a big bubby?
Super early. 4 weeks.
Give me 5. Yeah.
Show me his shirt.
Lukey is gonna be a big bubby.
A lot of people ask me, what were your symptoms? What are your symptoms? How did you know to test and everything? And I'll be honest, it was kind of like normal PMS symptoms. Sore, fatigue. The only ones that kind of tipped me in the direction of maybe I had a really relentless headache from like 5 or 6 days past ovulation. I had this just intense headache. It would not go away with medication, and then I stopped taking medication because it wasn't helping it, and I didn't want to hurt the baby if I was pregnant. I had that really intense headache. Nothing helped it. I would wake up with it. I would go to bed with it. I had it for days. I had like a week straight. It was just a terrible headache. And usually, I have headaches, but I don't usually have it to where they don't break. But I had that really terrible headache, and then I had a really terrible backache. And ever since I had Luke, I have a really bad lower back, just kind of especially the epidural area. But it was like breaking. That early, it felt like my back was just going to break in two. So those were the only 2 symptoms that were really kind of like, oh, maybe I am. So I'm kind of looking at a list to see what exactly I have. And I didn't keep track of, my symptoms at week 1 and week 2, week 3, whatever. But those were my big symptoms, the relentless headache and then the backache. Those were the giveaways. And then after I tested positive, I was super emotional, and I am still super emotional. The headaches have gone away. The backache is there. It's worse some days than others. I'm starting to get a little bit of nausea. Not a lot, but usually when I wake up. Today I was really sick around lunch. Usually I'm sick around dinner time, and it will wake me up in the middle of the night. So those are kind of my times. Just kind of waves of nausea. So we'll see if that gets any worse, because I'm super, super early. And I know a lot of people are like, you can't really have symptoms that early. Guys, you can. You just can. It's a chemical change in your body. You're growing a little baby in there. So you can definitely have changes. But that is kind of an overview of our meds, our 2-week wait, my symptoms. People will say, well, how did you know? I did not. Honestly, after I got that negative on 10-DPO, I was like, we're out. It's not happening. And I think when you're trying, you're hyper aware of all of your symptoms. So it's like a day when I just feel, irritability too. I've been extra irritable. But on days when I just feel extra irritable, I'm like, maybe I am. Or days, when your back hurts a little more, you're like, maybe I am. But, I have bad days when I just hurt. So, I mean, there wasn't anything like super indicative of being pregnant, and I did find out so early too, so that was fun. Another thing that I do want to say, I did go have a blood test at 14 DPO. Well, actually, wait. I called my doctor at, I think, 12 DPO and said, you know, hey, I have a positive test. What do I do from here? And they said, we want you to come in and confirm HCG. You can come in the morning. Well, my doctor is 2 hours away, or I'm sorry, an hour away, and I couldn't just sneak off and nobody noticed because nobody knew. So I was like, well, I'll just wait and go next week. And I just hated waiting. I just really wanted a little more certainty. So on Saturday, which was 14 DPO, I decided to go to the hospital and pay to have my HCG, my blood drawn and HCG checked. And my level was 107. So that came back good right at 4 weeks pregnant. So that was a blessing. Made me feel a little more rest assured. And then that evening is when we chose to announce to our families, which you will see videos of here in a moment. And then I did go for a blood draw. I was going to go Monday, and they never could get the lab work faxed over to our local hospital, so I just went Tuesday morning for a blood draw. So 3 days later, and my HCG was 353. So they were happy with that. I felt like that was in a good range, and then they scheduled me for our first ultrasound in 3 weeks. So those are kind of the tests and labs we've had done so far. I'm so excited about that. Now, how we revealed to our family. So I told Brandon on Thursday, and then we had the boy shirts. You will see pictures and video of that after this. I'm just going to post all of our reveal videos there after this. But Derek has a shirt that says Big Brother. No, yes, Big Brother again. And Luke says Big Brother Lucas. So what we did, we had an adoption dinner for Derek to celebrate his adoption day, which was June 13th at a local restaurant. Well, everybody got there before us and got a table because we'd gone to the movies. And we planned it that way so everyone could get there and get a table, and then we could just walk in. So we walked in, the boys just walked in with their shirts, and it took forever. It was Brandon's mom and dad and our sister-in-law Laura. Sam was on his way, but he was at work. And then Tiffany and Jason and their kids were there, and then Derek and his girlfriend Rose, and then us. And Luke. But the boys just kind of walked around, and Mom, you could see her kind of looking at the shirts, but she didn't really get it. And Derek would even walk over like right in front of Dad and like iron his shirt out and everything, and he still did not get it. And finally we were like, look at their shirts. And so it was funny. They didn't get it as easily as I thought they would, but we used them that way. And then after dinner, I took a picture of them in their shirts, and I sent those photos to family that couldn't be there, and Brandon's sister and my cousin, and I think that was all. And then Sunday was Father's Day, so we went out with my family that evening, and we revealed the same way. We let Lucas wear his shirt. And my mom's reaction was funny because she got it, but we had to say, look at his shirt. And then my dad got it immediately, which I wasn't expecting. So, but those videos will be next. I love watching all those. When we revealed Lucas, we didn't really get videos because I was afraid of like getting caught or them seeing me and like ruining the surprise. We did get pictures, but we didn't get videos. So like I said, hoping to do more videos and vlog throughout this pregnancy as it goes on. Thank you all so much for watching me, and I will see you next time. We're going to look at my let's say your shirt. We are going to surprise Mama and Papa. So they're in the back. Hello. Welcome.
Where are you sitting?
It don't matter. I'll sit down here.
Sit down there.
Who is it? Oh. You're not going to go down here?
Go sit with Papa. Oh, well. Okay, we can do that.
Okay, come on.
Oh my goodness, I just hit my head. Come sit right here.
Here, Ty, you sit right here. Lucas can come down here.
Sit right here. Sit right here. Come sit over here.
Sit over here in the chair. There's a chair right here.
Hi, you want to sit in that chair?
He did. He said, I love this movie. I love this movie.
Hi, you want to come to mommy? She is so... Okay.
Huh? Oh, you're looking for
Me and you. Who? Oh, I was like, who's sitting there?
A dog movie. A dog movie? Was it good?
Again. Right, look, shirt.
Oh, you're pregnant. And I just couldn't get it.
Oh, you got your hair cut, didn't you? You look so pretty. What you been into? Can I have sugar? Oh,
They like his outfit.
Big.
are you pregnant?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Where's the baby, Luke?
Oh my
And
goodness.
you will eat.
Oh. You know what that says? You know what that says? You know what that means? You know what that means? He's gonna be a big brother.
Yep.
Well, that's good.